Yes, this huge square building burrows into the slope and somehow juts out from the landscape to the south. That's why part of the building is actually supported by columns or concrete slabs.
Architect Björn Nieuwenberg from Fries & Molker phoned me. He was working on a project for the housing association, Himmelens Boligforening. He wanted to place a low convector in each room and wanted them topped with a wooden board. So we talked about how it would be fun to try to develop a product which would form a unit rather than simply choosing a low convector and covering it with a wooden board. One demand made by the architect was that it shouldn't be possible to see much of our radiators from the outside, so we had to choose a colour that matched the large expanses of window. Plus, it had to be a product with a sensible price, a competitive price in other words. That was probably the most important thing, that it was competitive. It's ideal here in students' dormitories, but in fact it's also perfect for private housing and public housing associations, where it can be used as a windowsill instead of a piece of furniture. And we have subsequently seen it used in both kindergartens and care homes.
To let the maximum amount of daylight into the rooms, we planned for large floor-to-ceiling windows. You then face the classic problem though, what to do about heating? For no matter how good the windows are, there will always be cold drafts, and there has to be some kind of room heating. So we asked a representative of Hudevad if they could help us. We hadn't budgeted with an expensive and complex design process in this situation. What we needed was a radiator topped by a board which didn't prevent convection. At the same time, it had to be robust and attractive to look at. After a very short planning period, the product was ready and we were presented with a prototype. We were very pleased with it. We were allowed to alter a couple of its lines, but our own contribution to its design was in fact quite modest. It's tailor-made, you could say, for housing associations. Hudevad is a natural choice for architects because they meet our wishes and requirements exactly. What was good about this process was Hudevad was able to provide a new design in next to no time, creating something that really fulfilled our needs and expectations. In other words, something which is attractive to look at and reasonably priced. Consilio, when a radiator becomes a piece of furniture.